Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's section. I just hope you can hear me clearly. So, we will be starting in the next 5 minutes so that we can have more persons join the live section. So, I want to encourage you to bring your pen and paper close because you're going to learn a lot. So, I'm expecting people that are just starting out in their business, aspiring entrepreneurs, or a business owner that is yet to have a sustainable structure for their business. So we'll be starting in the next 5 minutes. So once it is 4:06, we'll kickstart the section. So do well to grab your pen, your paper, and a very soft drink. Okay. Okay, thank you all for waiting on us for the next 5 minutes. So we are live. So my name is Mary Chisholm Sebastian, and today I came in with my colleague to talk on the topic business model canvas. This is a very important topic, especially for those that are just starting out in business. Very, very important topic. So even if you are with us live or you're going to watch this section later, I want to encourage you to make sure you implement whatever it is you're going to learn. So I posted one video on my TikTok handle, and I said that it is a waste of time to spend your time writing 10-page or 20-page or 30-page business plan. Yes, actually, to me, it is actually a waste of time, but it's still good because investors don't read it. You yourself that wrote it, you don't read it. Your neighbors will not even read it. So, business model canvas is something simple that gives you an overview of your business, the way it operates, the way it makes money, your customer, the channels you use. Going forward, we're going to talk about this. So, this is not a strict training section. Yes, it is actually, but then it's more like a discussion, right? So while this training is going on, make sure you drop your questions in the comment section, and then our team member is going to pick it up and will respond to it. So I have a team member that is on this call, and I'm bringing her up very shortly. So before I do that, I want to introduce the organization. So my name again is Mary Chisholm Sebastian, and I am fortunate enough to be the founder of Afri University, an organization that is focused on helping early stage founders navigate through the process of turning their raw idea into a more profitable, impactful social enterprises. Yes, it's profitable, it is market fit, and it is impactful. That is what we are focused on. So, how do we do this? We help you validate your idea, we help you build core business structure that help your business survive and make it sustainable. And then we are there to ensure we provide the guidance. And then also, in a long run, we are looking forward to connect those businesses that are market ready to ready investors so that they can try. So in the next 5 to 10 years, we are on a mission to ensure that at least 1 million Nigerians build viable businesses. Like we have more business owned by youth-led businesses, so that employment will improve and poverty will decrease. That is our mission. So I am encouraging you to ride on this journey with us. Okay, so today on this stage, or let me say this live stream with me, Madam Mariam Habib. She is the COO of Afri University. So trust me, all of us are learning, right? I know so many motivational speakers. I'm not going to tell you this because they always want to turn up to be the go-to strategy that they know everything. Hello, we are all learning. Okay, we'll keep learning till we leave this earth. So I'm going to bring up Mariam Habib on stage. So if you are listening, you can drop your fire emoji to welcome her. Hi, Mariam. Can you hear me?
Hello,
Hello, good to have you here.
thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. So today it's going to be a very simple conversation around business model. So the goal here is centered on early stage founders, those who are still struggling to know how their business operates, to know how to even bring the business to life. Yes, so we're going to discuss it. I already prepared a slide. So we'll discuss it. They get to ask question if they have any, and then we'll make it just very simple for everybody to understand. Hope that is good, ma'am.
Yes, yes, that's good.
All right, thank you. So before we do that, I want you to just give us a short introduction about yourself. Yeah.
Okay. First off, of course, as you can see on the screen, my name is Mariam Habib, and I am the operating officer at Afri University. Um, I'm also in the data space, and today we're going to be looking at the different sections of the business model canvas. I hope you learn a
Yeah.
lot. Thank you.
Definitely, definitely. They should learn a lot. I remember the first time I attended a section around business model canvas. I was really excited. I think then I don't even have any business, but I jot down a whole lot of things that I think I'm implementing currently. So any wise business person on this call should understand what it means to attend this kind of section. So I don't want to talk too much. So let's just dive into the business for the day. So the topic we are dealing on is business model Canva. Okay, so let me move forward. Forget the yellow face that you're seeing there. It's just paparazzi. So, like I said earlier, this is a conversational section, not a strict lecture kind of section. So, I want you to be relaxed. Make sure you prepare your questions and then feel free to drop a comment, drop your questions, and we'll respond to it quickly. So, now I want you to, if you're listening to me, I want you to think about any product or service you use every single day. Yes. If you were the owner of that business, how do you think they can make money, or how do you think they make their money? Yes. If you understand the question I asked, I want you to drop a comment section. Yeah. So, Mom, I don't know. Maybe you can just play around that question. Is there any product you used currently, and then can you tell us how they make money? What's your favorite product?
You know what second to do? What's my favorite product? I'm sometimes a gadget person.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
I think if you can speak up a little bit, I think your voice is a little bit low.
Hello, how about now?
Yeah, perfect, perfect.
Okay. Sometimes I could be maybe a okay. Let me not go deep into gadgets. Maybe I could say I'm just thinking of products. Okay.
Your voice is so low. So if you can, I think if you can come closer to make it a little bit
How
more
about now?
stable.
How about
Yeah, I
now?
could hear you. How about now? Yes. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Um, um, I'll say hair products. One of my favorite is natural hair products. So, how do they make their money? Of course, they sell natural hair products to their target audience, which is those people who are maintaining natural hair. That's one of the ways they sell their products. Then another way that I notice for the brand I'm using is that they also sell, those how they sell to more people. They sell using, they include other elements that natural hair users, natural hair customers need. Like, for natural hair, our type of hair, especially the 4C hair, um, w- before we need to care for the hair, of course, one of the steps is to detangle. So you have the detangler comb, you have the detangler spray. So they sell the spray bottle and also the detangler comb in addition to the natural hair product. So the natural hair product consists of shampoo, conditioner, leave-in conditioner, and then what do you call it, hair mask for steaming. So that's all I can say. Thank you.
Yeah, that's quite a beautiful example. That means this particular organization have series of other supporting products that people can buy, right? People can buy it and use it, just like you said, the comb, the oil, and all those stuff. So for the fact that you are using that particular product, you also need the supporting product. So you don't need to go out there and buy the comb or buy whatever it is you need to complete the process. That's beautiful. For me, my favorite product, I don't know, the product I use almost every day is OP. You see, Nigerian is too, I don't know, you spend almost every day, so I use OP, right? And how OP makes their money. First thing is the SMS alert, the bank alert that you receive. Yes, they have some percentage they take from it. And if you look at OP has so many other services. You can borrow loan, you can save, you can, yes, you can bet, you can do electricity, you can do so many other services on that same app. So that's like a partnership, right? That's like a partnership. So any transaction you are doing, they are getting a percentage. They are getting a percentage from it. That's just two ways OP makes money. And two, for transfer, yes, at some point when OP started, there is no much, there's no deduction. But I think if you transfer some certain amount of money now, they get to deduct. So those are also ways they get their money. So I want you to think deeply. What is that product that you use daily? You can write it in the comment section. Yes, you can write it in the comment section. What is that product you use daily? And list out two ways you think they make money. Trust me, no answer is wrong. We are all learning, like I said, right? So just drop it in the comment section. Let's move ahead. So, what is a business model? The logic behind how any business creates, delivers, and captures value. So now, a business model describes how your business works, who you serve, what you offer, how you deliver it, and how you make money from it. That is what that is what a business model is. That's like a simple definition of a business model. How your business works, who it serves, what you offer, how you deliver it, and how you make money from it. So if you check what I have here, it's almost the same thing as what you will have in a business plan. In just all the only difference that the business plan is more elaborated. Like you get to explain, you have executive summary, you have vision, you have mission, you have market analysis, you have a whole lot of things in that business plan. But with a simple business model, you can see the entire scope of your business. You can see the entire an end-to-end future of your business, right? So think of it like a business plan, like I said here, is your dream, what you want to build. Then your strategy is your direction, where you are going. And then the business model, which is your engine, how it actually runs. That is what this means. So if you understand what I say, I just want this to be very conversational, right? Very conversational. So make sure you drop your questions or you drop maybe a contribution or what you think you understand a business model to be in the comment section. So let's move ahead. So I talked about the business model. Let me go back. We talked about the business plan, the strategy, and today what we are focusing on is the business model, which is the engine of your business. So, what is a BMC? This is like a pictorial future of what a business model is. It comprises of just nine sections. Nine sections. It is a simple one-page visual tool to design and understand any business, right? And it is created by Alexander don't mind me, I don't know how to pronounce this. So I normally just end at Alexander. Yes. So any startup, any business, no matter any business you're operating, even if you're doing a cleaning business, you are doing a a fashion business, you're running a salon, whatever kind of business you are doing, you need a business model. Yes, it is not specific for any kind of business. So whatever it is you're doing, you need a business model, right? So it breaks your business into 9 clear building blocks. It helps you see the full picture of your business in one single page. That is what I said before. And it's easier, faster, and more flexible than a 40-page business plan. Yes, if you go to my TikTok page, you will see that video and you'll see a lot of arguments there. That I really say business plan is this, business plan is a waste of time. Well, that's just me. It's not a waste of time actually. You can just do it and keep it in your wardrobe or in your locker, right? But for me, I love business model. So these are the 9 building blocks. The first one is the customer segments. Yes, we're going to explain them one after the other. Let me just list it. We have the customer segment. We have the customer relationship. We have the channels, we have the value proposition, we have the key activities of your business, we have the key resources, we have key partners, we have the cost structure, and the last one, the revenue stream, how your business makes money. So you don't need to be an expert at all. You don't need to be an expert to feel this. You just need to know your customer and the value you provide for them. You don't really need to be an expert in this. So let's move forward. Now, this is the first block, the customer segment. This is the most important part for me because any business without a customer is not even a business in the first place. Any product or any company that there is nobody buying from them is not even, shouldn't be in existence in the first place. How do you make money if you don't have customers? Right? So the customer segment are the different group of people or organization your business creates value. So are the different people or organization your business creates value for. You cannot serve everyone. You must choose. Yes. So Mama, I want us to talk about this. You know, when the kind of business I see these days, if you ask any aspiring entrepreneur, they will be like, my product is for everyone. Like it's for everyone. You know, you once discussed with me the business you were doing in one certain time. What was in your mind when you wanted to start that business? Were you focusing on some segments, some people like that, or you just went ahead to start the business without thinking about who you are building value for? I don't know if you understand my question. How are you able to identify your customers? Sorry, can you hear me? Okay, I think our network is a bit off, but then you need to pay attention. Hello, please confirm you can still hear me. Okay. I noticed that network is breaking. Okay, I think we are back. Sorry about that. So you need to ask yourself this question. Who am I creating value for? Who are my most important customers? Are they individuals or businesses? What do they have in common? So these are important questions you need to ask yourself to be able to identify your customers, who you are providing value for. So don't just say, I am serving everyone or I'm building this product for everyone. Like that's like the mass market. It's just like you are serving the whole Nigeria or you are serving the whole world. No, everyone who uses mobile data, just for, okay, let me say this is an example. This is a type of segmentation now. For the mass market, you can say everyone who uses mobile data. That's too large. But you need to niche down. And niching down means you can say, okay, female founders between the age of 25 to 40. Or you can go down to say students or working or adults. Yes, female founders, they can be students, they can be working professionals, or they can even be stay-at-home homes, stay-at-home moms. So you get to segment them. You segment, okay, these are for students, these are for working professionals, and these are for stay-at-home moms. But the main niche market you are focusing on are they must be between the age of 25 and 40. That is how to choose your target audience. You need to niche down properly so that you can serve them better. So that you can serve them better. So let's move forward. Now let's move to the second block, which is your value proposition. Your value proposition. So your value proposition is the reason customers buy from you. It is the bundle of benefit and solution you offer to your customers' pains and desire. So it is your promise to so it is your promise to your customers. So what does it entails? Value can come from your pricing. It can come from how fast you deliver your services or your products. It can come from the comfort you provide for your customers. So, what is that thing that they cherish more? Notice you might not be the only one selling such products in the market, but what differentiates you? What differentiates you? What is that thing that your customers love about you? That is your value proposition. So everybody can be into the transportation system or the transportation industry, yes, but what makes you different is maybe other transportation company, they can stack up to 5 persons in a seat. But to make yourself different, you can say only 3 persons per seat. So you provide that comfort, that space, that relax. Like each time they come to your organization, they just feel there's this different um thing that they just feel, right? That is your promise, or that's the benefits they gain from you. So, and then what makes it your value proposition is because it is consistent. You have to hold on to this. You have to hold on to this. You even once even in your marketing materials, you get to add it. So you can see so many organizations. Their slogan usually is something like "We are fast and reliable." We are fast and reliable. We are cheap. We are affordable. We are this. We are that. Yes, that is their promise to you. So that's your value preposition. So you need to list it out on this particular blog. What is your promises to your customer? What are the benefits they get when they start using your solution? That is what that blog is for. So now let's go down to block 3. So, ma'am, are you back? I think I called you up initially, but your network was bad. Okay, so, okay, all right, thank you. So, I have been talking a lot about the customer segment, I wanted you to share a story about when you started your first business, the business we discussed about. How were you able to identify your customers? Your customers, were you did you just jump into the business? Did you just jump into the business without trying to find out who you want to serve first before starting the business? That was the question I asked initially.
Okay. Um, in all truth, my very first, of course, I jumped in without experience or not.
I
It
think
was
your voice
regarding,
is low.
no, hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you should come closer. Come more closer.
How about now? Is it
I think
louder?
it's fair. Can go ahead.
Hello?
Can go
Okay.
ahead. Can go ahead.
So I was saying that the very first, obviously, without experience, the majority of us will jump into the business and just started. But for regarding the one we discussed, it took me a year actually to think about it. And I had to think about the niche excuse me, the niche I was going to select, you know. I didn't want to make it a service for all. It has to be a particular niche so that I don't get overwhelmed along the line. So I have to think about the niche. That's what I'm trying to say. I have to think about my target audience too, of course, and then niche down to the niche, to particular audience or particular customers that I was choosing to serve. So that's basically what I did at that moment before I started. Hello.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Although we didn't hear you clearly, but I think I got the few points. It's still the same process we have discussed, right? You need to understand the market, you want to focus on the industry, and then you niche down the specific set of persons. It can be between this age to this age. And then you now come down to segmenting it, like niching down the more. You can say, okay, I want to focus on this particular age group, this particular occupation, or this particular this. That is exactly the basic step to identify your target audience. So let's continue with block three. So the block tree is the channels plus customers relationship. So channels are the ways you reach your customer segment to deliver your value proposition. Your value proposition. Yes. So now you have built your product, or you have your services. It is quality. You are sure. Yes, you are very sure that whatever it is you want to sell is valuable enough for someone to use and appreciate. Now, how do you reach your target audience? That is what we mean by channel. How do you reach your the segment that you want to serve? So we have social media, we have the physical store, maybe you have shop, yes, or you have a website or an application, or you do door-to-door delivery or a referral program. This particular block entails the totality of how you will reach your customer, how they get to find you, how they get to see you, or how they get to interact with you. Yes, so that is what it is. Sorry, how they get to interact with you. And then block four is customer relationships. So customer relationship define how you interact with customers from first contact to loyal repeated buyer. So this is where we talk about the customer service. How do you make them feel? Sometimes they don't just buy because you are the only one in the market. Like I've said this before, they buy because of how you make them feel. Yes, most customers buy based on emotions. Yes, that is why they will tell you, I left this bank because they have poor customer relationship. How can you go there and the security will be talking to you anyhow, will be doing this? You see, at that point, what they are seeing is how you make them feel. They don't even care if you are the best person to give them that service per time. They don't care. they care about how you make them feel. So they can decide to leave that bank and go to another bank because of that single act your security man did to them. Right. So that is where the customer service comes in. And that's where we put in safe, maybe you can have a personal assistant. You can use automation, especially now that we're in AI age. I believe you know what automation is, right? So you can automate the process to make sure you don't leave any of the customers hanging, right? You can provide different ways in which they can lay their complaint, they can give their feedback, just make them welcome, make them feel relaxed, make them feel seen and heard. Very, very important. So about this channel, this number three channel, which is the channels where your customers can reach you or where they can see you, where you can find them. There are some work that needs to be done here as a business owner, especially in this digital age, right? So you need to understand your customer first before you can know the channel to use, right? Because when you want to use the digital media to reach your customers, there are, if your customers are teenagers, or let me say Gen Z, there are some channels you get to find them very easily. Let's talk about TikTok. So somebody told me that Facebook is mostly for old persons. I don't know how true that is, because me, I'm not a Facebook person, so I can't tell. I'm more of a LinkedIn person, and then I'm just starting out on TikTok and Instagram. So you get to understand your target audience very well so that you can know the channel to reach them very well. Yes, if Facebook is for advanced people, that means if you're selling advanced products, you should run straight to Facebook. Yes. And then it's not all business that need a physical store. Yes. It's not all business that need a physical store. So you can do your business remotely. You can use social media as the only channel you have. Yes, very correct. Very, very correct. Right? You can just maybe you can have a warehouse. Yes, something like a warehouse or a drop point where people can, a pickup point where they can come get their deliveries, and that's all. So just think about it properly, understand your business, understand your customer, and then you can choose the best channel to reach them. And also make sure you take your relationship with your customer very, very important, because this is the only thing that can determine if your business will last long, especially those new founders that have pride. Don't mind me. Like I said, this is a conversation, right? Some business owner have pride, especially they have started calling them CEO, CEO. And you see that disrespect will just come up. Please, please, your customers are the lifeline of your business. In fact, or let me say, is it the bloodline or lifeline of your business? So you need to take them very serious. So let's move forward to block 5. Okay, your block 5 is your revenue stream, how you make money. So this is where you list out everything you do that generates money for your business. Yes. What does your business do to earn income from each customer segment? For maybe you're serving 2 to 3 segments. I don't know how many segments your business is serving. You list it out. A business can have multiple streams of income. Yes, you can have multiple streams of income. So maybe you are into real estate, for example. Maybe you can also be doing real estate consultation. Yes, they do consultation. You can be doing an inspector or a project manager, still inside real estate. So you can just think around your business. What are the various ways that my business can make money? This is what this particular block is for. So your product, what product do you sell? Is one-time payments for a physical or a digital product? Yes, you can have series of digital products and list them on Seller or any other platform, and you can be selling it and be making money. Do you have a services or product that they can subscribe to? So regular recurring payment for ongoing access, yes, or service fee, payment by use or service render. So just think about it. Charging others to reach your audience. Yes, there are some app. If you check some mobile app, you will see that they are running in-app adverts. So people get to pay them to access their audience. Yes. So if you check Facebook, you can use fake Facebook for free. You can use Instagram for free. You can use TikTok for free. Do you know why? It is because they are earning money from other source. People run ads on Facebook. So people pay them to be able to reach you. So once you pay them, they sell your data to them. That is why you can see different ads on your field. So you need to identify various ways that your business can make money. Yes, that your business can make money. Very important. So block 6, we talk about block 6, 7, and 8. We talk about the resources, the activities, and the partnership. I believe you can still hear me. I just hope Nigerian network hasn't affected our section. So now you're talking about the resources. So what do you need to operate? What, like, be realistic on this particular, what do you need to operate? The most important asset required to make your business model work. One, you need a physical store. That's if it is so important. You need team members, you need skills, you need knowledge, you need some certification, you need to upgrade yourself, right? You need finance, like capital. Mind you, when it comes to capital, is always on that debate table. People will be like, you can't start any business without capital. Well, that's not the discussion. Sorry, that's not the discussion for the day. That's not the discussion, but it's also part of something you need to add under your key resources you need for your business to operate. The block 7, we talk about the key activities, what you do every day, what you do from Monday to Friday or to Saturday, depending on how many days you work for your business in a week. So you need to write every activity you do. You need to write it down. The most important thing your business must actually do to operate and deliver value. So you list them. Is it production, making product, cooking for restaurant, building, or problem solving, consultation, designing? You are kind of just, what are the total activity you do on a daily basis for your business to run? You list them out here, right? And then block 8 to talk about key partnership. Key partnership. So the network of suppliers and partners that makes your business model work. Who helps you succeed? Yes. It can be that person providing raw material for you. Yes, that person providing raw material for you. Or it can be the organization that you're partnering with to bring in facilitators, or whatever kind of business you are doing. Identify the key partners, the key stakeholders you need for your business to survive. Yes, the key stakeholders you need for your business to survive. So you need to identify that. Very important. So let's move forward. Now down to the cost structure. In every business, as far as you're generating revenue, you still do some expenses to keep the business running. So your cost structure describes all the costs involved in operating your business model, from the materials you buy, sorry, from the materials you buy to the people you pay. That's your team, your staff, yes, or freelancers, whoever you pay, all of them are included in your cost structure. So it is divided into, we have the fixed cost and we have the variable cost. So the fixed costs are costs that stays the same regardless of how much you produce or sell. Yes. So if you have a physical store, you get to pay rent. If you have staffs, you get to pay them salary, a stable salary monthly, right? If you are in a production or a business that requires some equipment, you need money for to buy those equipments, right? Machines, or a particular amount for fuel or maintenance per month. So, or maybe an annual license or permit or whatever it is that you must pay. You have to pay to ensure that business keep operating daily. That's like a fixed cost. But the variable costs are costs that change depending on how much you produce or sell. Yeah. So it can be the raw materials and ingredients, packaging and delivery fee, commission to agent, transaction fee. Yes, what is it you're doing? The let me see, even fuel. Yes, if you're buying fuel, maybe today you are maybe okay, let me use printing for example. Maybe today you just printed 10 copies of something and tomorrow you are required to print 50 copies. That means you need to buy more fuel. So it changes as the business changes. So that is what makes it variable cost. So what drives your cost value? The first one is cost driven. It focuses on minimizing cost. So you budget transport, bulk buying. So now to save costs, instead of is maybe for example, you used to buy fuel almost every day, 10,000. So to save costs, you can decide to buy bulk buying. Yes. So in a month, you can buy 100,000 naira fuel. Because if you calculate it, the transport you spend on a daily basis to go get fuel is also a cost. So rather than doing that and to save you time, you get to budget it and then just buy in bulk. Then think of other things that you know you can buy in bulk rather than buying it individually. That also can help you save costs. So we talk about value driven. Focus on premium quality, luxury brand, high end services. Yes. Yes. So make sure you don't try to follow shortcuts. And because you want to make profit, you start selling goods that are not worth it. Once I buy such goods, I'm not coming back. So it is important you focus on quality premium product that is going to give you the maximum amount of income you need and save you cost, because you might end up having to do refund for that particular product you sell. You might meet a customer that doesn't take shit. Yes, that doesn't like being cheated and they will return it and ask for a refund. You see, that's an extra cost to you. So focus on premium quality. Rather, focus on premium luxury brands. Yes. So economies of scale, low cost per unit as value increases. Low cost per unit as value increases. So the more what is it called? The more the more the demand for a product, especially if you're in the production industry, the more the demand, the more the demand, the more the value, and the more it costs less it costs you to produce that. Because if you are doing something like if you're into the catering industry and you want to produce cake, you might buy what is it called? Baking powder or whatever it is they use, and you use it for one single cake. But then when you have large order, you can still use that particular one to make get a maximum value for it. So the more the volume increases, the more it costs you less to get it, because you can spend 10,000 to buy one baking powder. But if you go back to that same shop to buy 10 or to buy 100, you see that the owner will cut costs for you. So that is also part of ways to cut down costs for your business so that you can earn more or you can get more revenue. So now this is the entire picture of how a business model canvas look like. So ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, okay. So we have said a whole lot. We have said a whole lot. At this point, this is like the entire picture of what a business canvas look like? So how do you think a business owner can start using this? Or yes, how can they start using this in their business?
Now, the business owner can start using this by looking at each segment and then ask themselves the questions that you know were asked in the previous slides under each segment, and then you'll be able to use, once you answer those questions, those are the things, or those are the contents you will fill out under your 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 business model canvas per segment. Now, if you want to create something not online but offline, you can simply get a cardboard and then use this visual you can see right now. Divide your cardboard into the segments with the
Yeah.
sizing. It's going to increase with time, because when you put in your content, you see that you have a lot of things to say, or not much, especially if you're just starting. So it's going to be, you either use, maybe divide into different segments, or you can use sticky notes. You can write down on sticky notes and just put them down in, following this as as a guide. So that's what I think. That's how you
Yeah,
can,
that's
you know,
beautiful. Honestly, that's beautiful. That is super beautiful. You can even do this, have it in a print it out in a maybe a stronger paper and even paste it. Yes. Or you can laminate it and paste it in your office or at home. Yes. So your staffs or your team members, even yourself, can easily look at it when you wake up every morning. And then it keeps you on track. It just has a way to bring you to focus. Yes, it brings you to focus. And then when there is a little time to, or little challenges, or you need to make a decision, you can easily look around. Okay, these are my key partners. These are my that. Where am I getting it wrong? Where am I doing this? And then you can quickly edit. That is just the beauty of this canvas. So if you are interested to have this slide, you can also drop a comment section and we'll do well to send you the slide. Or we will be pasting our community link. We'll be pasting our community link in the comment section so you can join us and join our subsequent sections. We normally have a training section or a free webinar every month in our organization. So do well to join our community. It is free, no payment is required. So let's move forward. We are already towards the end of the business model section. So, and if you look, let me take you back a bit to this example. So this is more like a, sorry. So this here is more like an example of a woman in Lagos, a food delivery business. You can see I inputted a whole lot of data here. It's just a data for you to understand how to use this business model for yourself, right? So if, like I said, if you are interested to get the slide, comment drop a comment in the comment section and we will send it to you. Or you can connect with us on our social media or on WhatsApp, and you get to be added to our community. And then we'll send the slide to you. So let's move forward. So, how to fill your business model canvas? Do not start from block one. Very important. I know the very first thing you get to see in block one is key partners. No, do not start from there. Fill the canvas in this order for maximum clarity. The first one is your customer segment. Yes, your customer segment. That is your number one. Be very specific. Women is not a segment. Market trader in Onitsha, age 30 to 50 is. Don't say women. Yes, don't just say women. Is not a segment, is a mass market. So you need to specify who you want to serve. Then your value proposition, then you move down to the channel, then you move down to customer relationship, then you move down to revenue stream, you move down to key resources, you move down to key activities, key partners, and cost structure. This is the sequence you should follow to fill your business model canvas. Don't be tempted, like I repeat, don't be tempted to start from block one, which is the key partners. Yes, that is what it is on the actual pictorial representation of a business model canvas. The block one is usually key partners, but don't start there. Ensure to start from this sequence that I've provided here, which is the customer segment down to the cost structure for maximum clarity. Yes, because the more you keep discussing, you need to, in fact, you need to start your thinking from your customer's perspective. You need to start from their lens, start thinking from their lens. It will help you gain clarity in the rest of the blocks. So let's move forward. We are already drawing close to the end of the section. So common mistake on the business model canvas. Avoid this. These are the reason most canvases fail. Defining your customer too broadly. We've talked about this, so I don't want to dwell on it. Everyone in Nigeria is not a customer segment. Get specific description, a real person you can name. Yes. Starting with your product, not your customer. Yes. You have this product, and then this is the people I want to serve. Your value proposition must be built around your customer's problem. Very important. Not around what you want to sell. Yes. It must always start from the lenses of your customers, from what they are thinking. So have a conversation with them. That is why companies do survey. That is why they do webinars most times. Yes, because assuming we get to the point where you guys ask questions, you drop your feedback, we learn from it, and the next time we implement or we iterate what we already have from your feedback. So that is why most organizations organize such programs to be able to understand what their customers actually want. Another mistake you need to avoid, filling the canvas once and forgetting it. No. I said earlier, and then my co-speaker also talked about it, right? So you can fill this up. You can fill this up, laminate it and put it in your office, or put it in your pad, your iPad, or whatever it is you have, something that can always put it in front of you. So it is something that keeps you on tracks. So you can iterate it as you go. It's not a static something. Yes, it is not static. So the more you keep identifying gaps, identifying core solutions or easier way to serve your customers, you keep iterating, you keep changing it, you keep updating it. That is what a business canvas is. So another mistake is gazing your revenue without testing it. Like some person will say, if I don't start, I don't want to speak broken, don't mind me. But it would be like, if I start this business now, if I start selling this now, I'll be making 1 million every day. Hello, you have not even tested it. How sure are you that people will buy? Or even if they will buy, how sure are you that they will pay that particular amount that you have put? So it is important you test your revenue, validate that customers will actually pay before you build a full structure. If you have the money to go and set up a physical store, hold on a little bit. Test your product, test your business first before investing full time. Another mistake you can do when working on your business model canvas is listing too many resources and activity. Keep only what is critical. A blotted canvas hides your actual priorities. Keep only what is critical. Don't be tempted to list everything. I need this, I need that. I believe that if you're watching this, you are maybe just starting out in your business. So there are some things you don't need at the moment. or even if you need them, there are other cheaper alternatives that you can use to meet that or to do that or to achieve that particular goal without having to spend much. So you don't need to add that in your initial business model canvas. Only add what is critical per time and what can't be done if you don't buy it. So there are some machines that you cannot even start business without having that machine. But there are some other equipment that even if you don't have it, you can easily do it locally. You can do it manually for a start. What you need at that moment is something that can help you validate your idea, test that the product or the business is sustainable. So I hope you got that. So the last one is treating partnership as optional, nice to have. No. Strategic partnerships can dramatically reduce your costs and accelerate your reach. Take them seriously. Yes, very important. So when you have strategic partners, people that get to supply things for you easily, people that get to supply things for you easily and maybe at a subsidized rate, it will make your business move smoothly. So don't overlook partnership. Don't overlook partnership. So let's move forward. Business model canvas plan. So use the right tool for the right purpose. I already know we are coming close to the last slide, and I believe you are already getting so much value. Do well to subscribe to our page. Make sure you like and make sure you drop a comment. This will help us to gain more reach and more people will get to see what we are doing. More business owners get to understand their business and how to make it more sustainable. So please do well to subscribe and like. Thank you. So this is use the tool for the right purpose. So this is just a simple format to create your business Canva, no much complication. One, the aspect, maybe it can be the format, purpose, why are you creating it, time to complete, best for, flexibility, content, and who uses it. So the business model canvas now, it can be a one page. It's just not a one page, it's a one page. You design, you test, and you pivot your business concept. It takes 30 to 2 hours to do. If you are already used to it, it doesn't take long to achieve it. So startups, early stage ideas, and pivoting quickly. These are people that use business model canvas. Yes, that stage you are now that you're just starting, or maybe you still have the idea, you can still do a business model canvas. It can always change. Just draft everything you think should be done in your business. And then easy to update, is flexible. You can update it. And then it gives you the bigger picture of the end to end of your business. Entrepreneurs, innovators, product team, they uses it. So this is the difference between business plan. Business plan most times is up to 10 to 50 page. That is why I said I don't read it, your investors don't read it, or else they requested for it. But you personally, this is what you need, a business model Canva. So let's move forward. So what every aspiring entrepreneur must live today. These are key takeaways. A business model is the logic of how your business creates, delivers, and captures value, not just a product idea. Secondly, a business model canvas has 9 blocks. Yes, it has 9 blocks. Start with customer segments. Everything else flows from knowing who you want to serve. Value, your value proposition is your competitive edge. What separates you from others? What's your differentiation factor? Differentiating factor. What makes you different? It must solve real pain or deliver real gain for your customer. Fourth, Fourthly, revenue is not profit. Always understand your cost structure so you know if your model can actually make money. Yeah. And number five, business model canvas is a living tool. Update it regularly as you learn more from the markets. Iteration is not failure, it is intelligent. Very important. As you grow, as you understand your customers deeply, as you make mistakes, yes, update it, iterate it, add some things that you have learned on the process. So it's not a static document. It is something that just keeps you on track. So keep updating it as you go. So you do not need a perfect business plan to start. You need a validated business model canvas and the courage to test it. That is what you need as an early stage founder. So I think we have come to the end of today's section. So I want to believe you got so much value. I already prepared a task that I would love you to do. So if you are interested to participate in this business model canvas task, drop a comment in the comment section and we will send you the slide so you can have your task and then send it back to us for your review. So Mama, what do you have to say to the audience?
Okay. I think you have said a lot. We spent over an hour, or very little an hour, on this call, and you have given them, an activity to fill out their business model Canva. And another way in which you can also get your business model Canva is to go on Canva, the application, and then search for business model Canva. You select a template has already been designed for you, and then go for printing, and then you fill out the template. So I don't have much to say really. She has said everything. She has been speaking for over an hour, like I've mentioned, and I've also learned some things too from this session. And I hope you too have. And I hope you actually got to jot down things on your pen and paper. So on this note, I'll say thank you for joining. I hope to see you in our community, after
Yes.
all. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank you for joining in our May webinar. We hope to see you next month where we talk about another important topic. So do well to indicate your interest in the comment section and we will send you the link to our community for you to join and you will be the first partaker for every section, benefits, opportunities that is going to be shared in the community. Once again, thank you for joining this section. Bye. So thank you, Mama.